So today I'm going to remove the steering wheel and replace it with a newer one. To do so, I'm going to use a T15 Torx, call it a screwdriver. And with the car off, you want to turn the steering wheel so that it's facing in this direction. And in the back of the steering wheel, you'll see, if I can find it here, there's a hole. And you're going to insert the screwdriver in there, and you'll find a spot where there's a spring, a tension spring. And you're basically just going to press it. You'll line it up. You want to kind of get it straight in there and square. You'll press it, and if you get it just right, the spring will release, and you'll be able to slide the airbag out a little bit. Now I'm going to turn the wheel and do the other side. Once you've released the spring, you'll see the airbag is loose, and I'm going to undo the clips, the little harnesses in the back of here, so I can take the airbag out. So to loosen the two wires that go to the back of the airbag, you're going to use, there we go, it's hard to see here, but see where my finger is, right here, this harness. You're going to take a trim removal tool, and on the bottom you're going to separate the top piece from the middle, and it will slide up, and then you'll be able to unplug the piece. And here, if I can do this, it's the same as the other one, and they're color coded. One's green, one's, I guess it depends on your car. I'm going to put both hands down to be able to get to it. So next I'm going to use a 17mm socket to loosen up the steering wheel bolt, and that will allow me to take the steering wheel out of the car. Now that the bolt is removed, you'll see behind the bolt the column and the steering wheel are actually matched, marked from the factory. So what that means is there's a notch in the outer part of the steering wheel that matches to the column right there. And when you reinstall the new steering wheel, you want to make sure that that lines up. Before I can remove the steering wheel, these three little plug harnesses need to be removed in order to take the steering wheel off of the column. So this is the steering column without the steering wheel on there. If you look closely in the middle, that hash mark is still there. I want to line up the hash mark on my new steering wheel with the one on the steering column, and I want to be sure not to mess up that slip ring. If you look behind the splines, there's a ring. You want to make sure that's uniform all around. Otherwise, it might drop off if you hit the steering column. Just make sure it stays centered when you reinstall the new wheel. Now I've got the new wheel on. I made sure to line up those hash marks on the column to the wheel. Now I'm going to plug these wires back in, and then I'm going to reinstall the bolt. There's a torque spec I'll mention next once I review it in the bolt. You want to tighten the steering wheel nut to 47 foot-pounds. Once you tighten up the nut and you've reinstalled all the little harnesses, you're going to connect the airbag. Make sure that you plug the black harness into the black hole and the green harness into the green hole. You might find it a little bit difficult to put the airbag back into the steering wheel, in which case you'll just need to use the Torx bit driver to open up the springs again on each side one at a time, and you'll see the airbag will slide right back in.